Hey guys, it's Joanne, and this is
Baby Daddy now.
And this is
Big Brother.
And this is the story of how we got accidentally pregnant. Not the story of how we got pregnant. The story of finding out that we're pregnant. And I just feel like it's important because shared human experiences are what, can make people relate and feel not alone and feel, connected. And I think that is why movies are so wonderful, why books are so wonderful, because it's like when you can see yourself in something or relate to something, it's just like that's what makes me feel so much. Like, for example, Onward. Reading how the brothers and they lost their dad. So, and it's just like, those are the movies that it's like when you feel connected to something, that's what stays with you and that's what impacts you. This is our story, and maybe you can relate to this, or maybe this will just be like a little story time for you for the next few minutes. What happened was Craig and I were in California for 4 months. We were shooting Breaking Ground, which if you haven't watched yet, please watch it, especially this week and next week.
It's coming to an end.
It's coming to an end, and today that this vlog is posted will be Tuesday. Episode 25 will be up. Craig and I produced it, and it's been a real hoot and so much fun to create. Anyways, we came back to Brooklyn, and our lease was coming to an end. I spoke about this in the last vlog. Our lease was coming to an end, so we were just like out scrambling, apartment hunting, because we were like, we should take advantage of the fact that it's COVID and how the apartment prices and housing prices are so much lower than normal, and we can afford a much bigger place. But at the same time, it's obviously very stressful. We hadn't moved in 8 years, so to think about like picking up and moving, we paid a broker's fee. We had to pay like a new security deposit, a new everything. Very stressful. And I just so happened to realize I hadn't started my period. And I completely just erased it. I was just like, it didn't even come to my mind that I would be pregnant. I was just like, my body's just stressed. We just came back from California. We were gone so long. Another week had gone by that my period hadn't started. I was like, Craig and I were like, okay, if I don't start by Friday, then we'll take the test. And I think it came Wednesday evening, and I was like, I'm just gonna take the test right now because I just feel like I have to know.
No, it came Tuesday.
Oh, it came Tuesday?
And we waited one day.
Okay.
We were gonna do it Friday, and you were like, I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you took the first one. It was positive, and I think we waited a day or two to take the second one.
We took the second one Thursday morning.
So a day.
Yeah. So going into a more detailed description of that whole 5 minutes and experience, I took the test into the bathroom. I realized once I started walking into the bathroom and holding it, I started shaking. My nerves were like what if I'm going to find out that I'm pregnant right now when this is completely like out of the blue?
How did it, like, for some reason there was a part of me that was like, yeah, she's pregnant.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like maybe I was just so not ready that it wasn't even like an option in my head. I was shaking so bad that I couldn't get the test out of the wrapper.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, my nerves were like, I was legitimately scared.
It was just like, I don't know, there were a lot of dark clouds over the world during that time. Like there was no vaccine yet, and we were like 9 months or 7 months into
a pandemic.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of environmental stressors. I finally got the test out, and I peed on it, and I... That's what you do.
That works.
And I put the test on the bathroom counter, stared at it with like crazy bug eyes, and it was almost immediately that it said that I was pregnant. It showed 2 super dark lines. I don't know if you could see.
Thanks for putting the pee sticks on our placemat.
You're welcome. But yes, I still have these because I don't know, I just like couldn't get myself to throw them away. I put it in a little box for like us to move with us here. So Craig basically just waited for me to like, you know, go to the restroom, do that, and then come back out. When I saw the pregnancy lines, I think my nerves took over and I just started bawling, crying. This reaction that I had that was like very fearful and scared, and like I just started crying because I didn't know how to feel, and I was in shock and just not...
You weren't expecting it.
I wasn't expecting it. I immediately felt terrible about myself because I feel like whenever I see people post about they're pregnant, it's always this like beautiful, glorious, like embrace, like, oh, we're pregnant, and it's just like this picture perfect moment.
There's definitely a lot of stigmas surrounding, especially with the advent of social media. There's a lot of stigmas that surround that process of life, you know. And the fact is, everybody shares this stuff now, and most people share the joy of it, the euphoric feeling of it. Mm-hmm. But it's by far the most life-changing moment that anybody, you know, whether you're a couple or a single person or whatever, experiences. It's going to change our lives forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we're going to be parents soon enough, and we're going to have this thing that we have to take care of all the time.
So I opened the door, and Craig so innocently was like standing like almost right outside the bathroom door, and was just like, so how long do we have to wait to like see the result of the test?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I do not remember that. She was crying and shaking. That's like,
and
shaking.
I had already, like, it already appeared. I already knew the result, and I was just like crying and shaking. And Craig was like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah.
And you just like,
so we just had
and
a
I
hug.
said, I'm pregnant, and it was hard for me to say that. And then it made me so sad because like here's Craig like so excited and so happy, and I was like, I just didn't know how to comprehend this news. You know?
Well, I should also say that like the experience of learning that you're pregnant is just drastically different for a man and a woman, like inherently different. My body is not going to change. I'm not going to go through the process of pregnancy. I just have to share the experience with you. Like my life is going to change, but not nearly as much as everything that you're going to experience.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I ever expected you to come out of that bathroom glowing, just like, yay.
Yeah.
Because we weren't planning it. It wasn't.
Yeah. This was like a straight up surprise.
Yeah.
I just felt a lot of guilt that I wasn't like I'm pregnant, baby, and you know. So for that, I'm sorry.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with how you reacted. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
But
and now, because you know, here we are, months later, really excited.
Yeah.
Got closet space set aside.
Yeah. So then I found a wonderful OBGYN in Manhattan. I know a lot of people aren't able to make appointments till they're like 10 weeks, 12 weeks pregnant. We just got really lucky that they saw us when I was about a little less than 6. I think they saw us the next week when I called them and made an appointment, and I ended up being like 5 weeks, 5 days. Craig was able to go to that appointment, but he hasn't been able to go to any
and
other.
the one after.
Yeah.
So the first two, because it was so tiny and couldn't detect a heartbeat, that she was like, okay, well, just let them know at the front that you can come to the next one when we can detect the heartbeat, and then no more after that.
Since then, he hasn't been able to come to any of the ultrasounds except for like big ones that I'm having in like imaging centers. He's able to come tomorrow to the one that's the 20-week anatomy scan, so we're very excited for that. So on the subject of tests, ultrasounds, I also got the NIPT test at, I believe, the 10-week appointment, and we actually already know the gender, which is crazy. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to reveal, but we are very, very, very excited. I would love for you guys to comment below if you think it's a girl or a boy. I would love to see. And in regards to like symptoms, I'm sure I will do another video in the future of like my pregnancy symptoms by week or whatever, for those of you who are also pregnant and can relate, or to see what to look out for, or to like, you know, just feel more connected.
And then once you reveal the gender, you can show like the closet space that you're setting aside, and
exactly.
all the little clothes that people are already starting to give us.
Yes. One symptom that I did have for a few weeks, like 11, 12, 13, I had crazy heart palpitations that freaked me out. I follow the app What to Expect, and it even says like your blood flow is like increasing like crazy.
And your heart rate, yeah.
Your heart rate. And I think my body was like, yep, this is happening. I told my OBGYN, and because it was happening basically daily for long periods of time, she recommended that I see a cardiologist. And because of COVID, I couldn't see a cardiologist for like a month, and then they advised me to wear a heart monitor, and then I did not get that heart monitor for another month. So now I'm currently right now wearing a heart monitor for 5 days of symptoms that I had 8 weeks ago. So I'm like, this is very delayed.
That's the other thing.
I mean, it's good. I feel very safe being pregnant, because they monitor you like crazy. They always take your blood work. They're always checking your blood work. And me, who is someone that like, when I was having my heart palpitations, I was immediately like, goodbye world. so for my sense of my mental state, I just feel very lucky to be monitored. And I was like, even though I'm not having heart palpitations anymore, it's good. I'll feel like wonderful when they just check. And even just hearing the okay, like everything looks normal, will be like, oh.
Yeah, and that I was going to say, that's the other thing about this entire process, is how insane it is. And having to process just going through pregnancy, but now on top of it, the restrictions that are in place because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's just like,
it's a crazy time to be pregnant.
We'll be really, really lucky if by the time the baby does come, more than one person can actually be in the hospital when you give birth.
Yeah.
At least our moms or something
can be with me.
Yeah.
I can definitely see the inside of my belly button a little bit more every single day, which is insane. The baby has also been kicking pretty much nonstop the last couple weeks, so it's getting more and more exciting and more real. I have this like whole newfound respect for my mom, all my friends who have already given birth, and women in general, that we can do this with our bodies. Like, I feel like I'm not doing anything, and my body is just like, okay, here we go. This is what we do. And it's absolutely mind-blowing and insane, and we're literally carrying life, and it's crazy. Like, to see my ultrasounds from like the first appointment when you just see basically a little speck to just what it is now. And I'm so excited to see literally now, because we'll see him tomorrow. It's mind-blowing, and it's beautiful, and it's such a blessing. And we're very, very, very
It's
excited.
scary. It's
scary.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's the epitome of parenthood. It's just emotions.
Yeah.
For 20 years.
Yeah.
And then they move out, and you're like, oh, got a life again.
And then we go to Cabo. That's the story. I hope that, you know, maybe this was just a little like story time for you, or if you know somebody who can relate in any way, is just so scared, remind them that it's very normal. Maybe share this video with them. We're very, very, very excited now, and I'm very excited to take you on this little big journey of ours. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. I love you, and I will see you next week.
Say bye.
Bye. Like greasy. We just finished my 20-week